Today we are going to deploy Django web application in Kubernetes. So first of all, we have to set up a Django project at our local system. So these are the steps to set up a Django project. First of all, we have to create a virtual environment. Then we have to activate the virtual environment. After this, we have to create a Django project and application and register Django application in settings.py file. After that, we have to apply our migrations also. After applying the migration, we can create a super user and can access admin panel also. So I follow all these steps and create the sample Django project. Here we can see the sample files, and let me start this. Now we can access it. Here you can see we can access this sample project and our Django started. Now we have to deploy this in Kubernetes. So first of all, we have to create a Docker image. So this is the command to create a Docker image. Let me close this. Let me show you Docker file also. So this is the Docker file. I used Python 3.6 as a base image, then copy a requirement.txt file, install requirements using pip, and created a entry point also. And this is the command to make entry point.sh file executable. And this command is to run our Kubernetes pods running forever. Otherwise, you will get you may get an error. The something like that. Let me show you. The error can be like crash, loopback, something like that. So we'll use this command, and by using that, your pod will never get terminated. And let me show you what is this. The requirement.txt file also. So this is our requirement.txt, simple Django and MySQL client. And let me create a Docker image also. So I am going to use this command. I already created the same image and push to Docker Hub using this command. Let me create a new image for you also. It will be beneficial for you. Let me give it a tag. New one. And let me change it everywhere. Let me log into Docker Hub. You can see login succeeded. After pushing it, you can also start your Minikube. I also started, so you can see the status of it. Minikube status, everything running fine. And we can also log into Minikube with Minikube SSH. As soon as you commit your or push your Docker image, let me create a directory in Minikube. Let me check. It's already there, so let me remove it from first. Directory is empty. We are going to use this directory as a persistent volume in deployment file. Here you can see this is the file directory. we are going to use as a persistent volume, and this is the same path. If you check, this is the same path for directory. Now let me copy our source code from local system to Minikube. So this is the directory which contains our source code, and we are going to copy this directory to Minikube. So by default, the user name for Minikube is Docker, and password is tc user. So everything is copied to Minikube. You can check it here. So content is copied here. Now if we use, let me check what is this, what is here, Kubernetes get all, everything is clean. So we are going to use this file, actually the customization file, to create everything. So let me show you what is in the customization file. We are going to create MySQL deployment file and then Django deployment. So these are the files, MySQL deployment and Django deployment. So here we create a service, then a persistent volume, then a deployment for MySQL, and here we use persistent volume also. In Django deployment we create a service file and a persistent volume, then we also created a persistent volume claim, and we use this persistent volume claim in Django deployment. Here you can see Django PV claim 6, and here this is the name of persistent volume claim, Django PV claim 6. And here let me change the image name. I think this is the image name we used. Yes. Now we can use this command to create everything. You can see everything is created. Now if I check the status using Gato, you can see everything is running fine. And you can see if I delete a pod, it will be created here. Let me show you. So the existing pod is terminating and a new pod is in running state. So we can access at this port number. This is the port number of service, Django web service, and we can access it at the IP of our host, and in our case the IP of host is the Minikube IP. So we can check the Minikube IP using this command. So 99.112 is our Minikube IP, and this is the port number 99.112, and this is our port number. You can see we can access the Django project. And now if I go to access the admin, you can see the admin is also accessible, and here in the backend application we have a single table. Let me show you here. So there is single model table, customer card details. Here is the customer card details, and if I add something, just suppose card number 1234, can be anything, expiry month 07, expiry date 23, CVV 123, mark rejected. We created one record, so everything is working fine. And now if I make some changes at my local system, let me add one more table at my local system, and let me register to this my admin.py file also, so that I can access it here. Let me create migrations also. cd my project python manage.py, make migrations. This is the command to create migrations. So we can see create model states. So migration for this table is created, and now if I copy this code from my local system to Minikube, that we copy it from, you can see everything is copied. As soon as I copy here, I can also access this data here. And now if I check this, so my previous data is also there. So my previous data is also there using persistent volume, and new migrations also applied. So new table I can see here. And now if I also have any more requirement, then we can use the same flow. One more thing I have to share you. Here we can see kubectl get all. Here one pod for deployment is running and one pod is for MySQL. Now if there is any requirement that I have to increase the pods for my Django deployment, then we can increase replicas from here. Replica, just suppose I want 2 replicas. Now if I use this command kubectl apply -k dot again, then you can see Django deployment is configured. So now if I check get all, you can see 2 pods are running for Django deployment. So it's also using a load balancer internally, and by default the load balancer algorithm it used is round robin approach. So that's it. You can launch as many replicas as you want. And one more thing to share with you is that this is the entry point file I've created. So as soon as you delete any pod, it will apply all the migrations, then it will create a super admin user. If user is not already there, then it will launch at 8000 port number. So that's it. This command is not working, so I can delete that. That's it.